Hello and welcome to the very first Jason Q Citizen and Friends video program. And I'm delighted to be with you for this brand new format. And I can't wait to do the news differently for you watching, you listening, and even reading along, because media encompasses all those different types of formats. And it makes sense that we have one story spread across all the different platforms to make the best way to get the information out to you. Why this information? Well, it's a really interesting point because Jason Q Citizen is tomorrow's news. That's right. Doesn't mean you're going to get the results of the horse racing today for tomorrow and you can win a fortune. It's because everything that we've reported on in the past, guess what, seems to come true. And so it is that if you present the facts of the day and at the same time you go about the business of explaining it and pointing out the partners involved and the stakeholders, you inevitably arrive at a very different story to what we've been told. For example, when they said that the jibby jab was safe and effective, what part of safe and effective means that it didn't stop transmission? Because I'm pretty sure the whole idea of everyone taking it was so that no one else was going to get the virus. Remember that? That's what it was all about back in the day. If you take this medicine, it will help me. And therefore, the only way that that would help you is to stop transmission. It didn't work out that way. So that was a blatant lie. Now, in this first show, we're going to be very excited to talk about one of the biggest players on the global platform, and his name is Bill Gates. And Bill Gates has got his fingers in so many different pies. It's very important that this show is going to be called Bill Gates Unmasked. And I can't wait to introduce you to my expert guest today. His name is Peter. Let's call him Peter Q Citizen. And he has got 30 years in retired military and geopolitical expertise. I'm going to bring him in right now. And this will be the very beginning, the first ever show of the Jason Q Citizen video, audio, print program. Welcome, Peter.
G'day, Jason. How are you?
Mate, fantastic to see you there. And what a time it is to be alive, as I always used to say on the radio show, and I'm going to say it again on the video show. It is unbelievable what we're seeing right now, that Bill Gates has come to Australia and has pretty much taken over the country. It's almost like he's the president of Australia without even being elected or even being a citizen. What were your initial thoughts there on why it was this here, and what does he seem to have up his sleeve that we all seem to be too silly to understand?
Bill Gates is very savvy when it comes to his own investment and his own agendas. You don't come to Australia and miss Davos for no reason. To have audience with the Prime Minister, and even Australian citizens don't have that sort of access. You know, for somebody who's a foreigner is able to just walk in and visit the Prime Minister, well, that speaks volumes. Essentially, Bill Gates is here to further his own ambitions and his own agendas. There's no two ways about it. And that's a bit of a concern, because he's a well-known member of the World Economic Forum, a well-known member of the World Health Organization, and certainly a major funder of the World Health Organization, and essentially responsible for a lot of the issues that we've had with the COVID vaccine, and also research into COVID as a gain of function aspect. So there is many links to Bill Gates and what he's been doing. I mean, you've only got to look at he has a monopoly on software, has a monopoly on health aspects with the World Health Organization. He wants to have a monopoly on the climate change scenario, on food preparation and food production, where he's bought up properties. You know, he's one of the biggest property owners in the world. And why do you want to do that? And they're the questions we should be asking. What is the agenda of Bill Gates? You know, is it to be an unelected bureaucrat who can dictate terms to make money for himself, and basically put at disadvantage anybody else who wants to go into a business and own a monopoly? It's like I said earlier, you know, monopoly is a great game, fun to play, but when somebody owns the whole board, it stops being fun.